Welcome in. In this video, we're going to use Adobe Express Beta to make TikTok videos. So we're going to start right here on the home screen. TikTok videos right there, and we're going to just browse the templates. Looking for something we like. And I'm thinking like makeup or something might be fun. Oh, there's a good one. There's makeup right there. Let's try that out. Okay, so I want to point out before we start making this our own is we have some new things. So down here at the bottom we have the timeline. So it shows us the video portion that we hit play, we can actually watch it. All right, so we have the video of the model in the background, and we have some words that are in front of it. And the words actually move too. So if we pick one of the words, it's going to show up on our timeline as well. And then pick the other one and it'll show up. And if we look over here at our layers, it's actually pretty simple. There's only 4 layers this time. So when you're working with video and animation, stuff that moves over time, there's enough going on that it's usually better to just keep your layers really simple. You don't have that many things to watch out for and keep track of. And most of the action is happening right in the video anyway. So it allows you to really focus on that and kind of add elements to support it. All right, so let's start out with, I'm going to get a new picture. And so I'm going to pick the picture and go over here, replace. And I'm looking for a cheerful, curly-headed person. Oh, there we go. So there's a whole bunch of people with curly hair here. And I think I'm just going to start with the top one. So my TikTok screen is vertical. It's taller than it is wide. Most of these videos are the other way around. They're called horizontal. But that's okay. Right? We can still work with them because when I pick this video, it drops right in here into the shape that's already there. So even though the video is bigger, you can see it right now, it's quite a lot bigger, right? We're only looking at the part in the middle, and you can actually move and choose the part you want. Okay. So one thing that's important when you're doing video is you're choosing the part you want, you need to make sure you've got the part you want all the time. So let's go back to the beginning, and maybe I'm going to move this over a little bit here because I really want to feature that hair. And then I'm going to take the playhead and move it across and see, yeah, it looks pretty good. It ends up with her face looking right at you. So that's very nice. And now we're going to make the background kind of go with that too. So the background is this like old school film strip, and I don't want that. I want to swap that out. And we're going to get something that's more like the colors in the video. So the video is really nice and warm. So I want to get kind of like a warm gold thing maybe. So I'm going to look for this gold background. And there's lots of gold backgrounds. All of these could work quite well. So I'm going to pick this one. And when it comes in, it's red. So obviously we need to do a little something there. Why is it red? Let's take a look at that. So we're going to just pick it, and if we look on its settings, we see that effects is turned on. So that's a duotone, and it's looking at this red swatch right here. So that's why it's red. If you go to none, you'll see the gold color, and that's actually what I want. But all of these can be used for different purposes, right? So you can make it blue or a combination color or whatever. But for now, we're just going to stick with the original picture. Okay, looking good here. I don't like the words right on top of the model's face, so let's move that down. And we can see that beautiful smile now. And I'm also going to make the words the same in the same color group and change up the font. So I want to, I can look at the fonts here like I always do. Like this one's kind of fun. Kind of like that one. I'm going to make it slightly bigger. So it's like really overlapping the border. And then I want to have more of this gold color there. So I'm going to actually change this to have a different shape color. So right now we're looking at it and it's in a white rectangle. So that's what we see here. So this is the rectangle, this is the fill is white, and the text fill is black. So we have black text, white rectangle slapped on top of this video. And what I want to do is let the video show through the letters. So I'm going to switch to cutout text, and I can zoom in and really see how that works. So let's go up to like here, 75% maybe. Oh, let's go to 50%. Okay, so we can see, that the picture is showing through the words. Right? That's very nice. And now I want to change that white rectangle as well. So I'm going to get my eyedropper and I'm going to just pick some of the color here from the background. That's too dark. So let's actually zoom out a little bit. Well, I can just scroll up, but then I can't see the box. So let's zoom out and get to see the whole thing. All right, so I'm going to pick the shape fill again and get the eyedropper. And I'm going to pick one of these bright gold colors up there. All right, pretty happy with that. And then I want to also fix up the part down there where it says with me. And actually, I wanted to change the words too. Yeah, it's not makeup anymore. It's about hair. So I'm going to just type new words in here. We're going to change it from makeup to, let's make it big letters. Oops, come on. There we go. I'm going to make it girls. And now I get to stretch the box some more to make the whole rectangle a lot bigger on the background. A little bigger on this side too. Now we're going to call it Girls Curls. I'm going to switch up the with me to be curls. And I need to get, I'm going to make it bigger first of all so I can see it. And I want to get a new font for that too. Again, I can look through the list, pick up something fun. If I don't see anything on the list, I can look at the bigger list down here. Or you just, no, I want to look for something called Oh No. Okay, oh No Blaze Face. That's the one I want. There's a lot of Oh No Blaze Face, and I want the biggest, thickest one, and I want it to be kind of leaning because girls is also sort of on an angle there. So we're going to switch to that. Actually, I don't want all those capital letters now. I'm going to switch back to regular. Oh, come on. Letters like this. There. Okay, I like the font. I like the size. I now need to bring in the colors like I had with the girls. So I'm actually going to get rid of the shape. I just want the words sitting there on the background. So we're going to just pick nothing for the shape and come back. Whoops. And grab that again. And for the color, I'm going to pick up the gold color that I used on. Now, if I want a little more separation between the two words, right now they're the same color. So let's go up and look at this whole thing here. Right, I need a little bit of separation between the girls and the curls. I could just move it down like that. I might also just want to have it a slightly different color. So I can pick a color from these swatches, or I can just go back and pick the gold that I had, switch to custom, and maybe just darken it up a little bit. So we are going along pretty well. Let's switch back so we can see the whole thing here. And let's see. Let's actually play the whole video and see where we are. We're gonna drag this back to the beginning and just hit the little play button. Right, so the word curls is moving. I'm actually going to leave it the way it is, but I'll show you how it's moving. If we come down in, so it's picked. If we come down in under the text properties here, at the very bottom we have animation. And if I tap on that, what it does is it does a spin in and a wiggle. Right? So the first part of it spins in and then it wiggles. So we come over here and just do this. So it's spinning and then it's wiggling. I'm just going to leave it like that for now, but you can change how much spin or how much spin is intensity, how long it spins is duration. Same thing for wiggle. So I could, make it wiggle a lot faster by pulling that up, and now it's kind of like bouncy instead of wiggling. And I can make it wiggle more by increasing the intensity, so it's going to like really rock back and forth. And I'm going to keep it where it was, somewhere like that. That looks pretty good. And then I just want to do one more thing. I don't like watching silent videos, so I'm going to add some music. All right, and I get the music over here. If I go to media, audio at the top, okay, and then these you kind of like have to try them all out to find the one you want. And I want something called this one, vlog hip hop loop. So the vlog hip hop loop track is 21 seconds long. And we haven't really talked about the length of this video yet, but it is 5.2 seconds. And I can see that when I look down here on the timeline, it says 5.2 right there. So if I bring in the vlog hip hop loop, it goes right into the timeline like that. It just fills the amount of time of the video. So it cuts itself off at the end of the video. You don't have to worry about cutting your music. And so now if I go back to the beginning, so let's hit play. We'll see the whole thing with the sound, the video, and the animated words. Great. So I'm pretty happy with that, but maybe all of a sudden my client comes back and is like, no, we need this to be like a real neon kind of vibe. And but they like the video and the model, and they even like the words, but they really just want to change up the vibe. So let's get back to this, and I'm going to just duplicate it because I like so much of it. So I'm going to duplicate page. I have a new one. Everything is still there, right? I still have my words, my video, my animation, my background. Everything's there. But now I need to change some things to go with this new idea. So we're going to start with the background, which is that gold kind of foil image, and I'm going to tap on effects and go into these duotones. So I want to have like, kind of neon-y thing. So let's look at that. So this sort of like blue, green blend, that's a great start. So I'm going to leave that, and then I'm going to also change the color of the video to have a similar vibe to it. Okay, same thing. We're going to go back to the effects. Actually, this already had an effect. It had a darken effect. And if we go back to none, we'll see our model is much more vibrant. But the darken effect came from the original template. I kind of liked it, so that was great. All right, I'm going to let's go back to darken and see how we like that. Okay, let's switch the duotone to the same one as the background. So it is the same blue-green blend, but I'm not getting enough kind of separation between the video and the background. So we're going to pick a different one. So I'm going to pick this more overall green one. And that's looking a little better. And then I can fine-tune it by tapping on the little duotone that I picked and opening up the colors. So I can say, I want the shadows to actually be a little bit blue. So let's open those and use the eyedropper, I suppose, and come in here and pick a bluish color. That's too bright. So I'm going to switch to custom, and we're just going to darken it up a whole lot. So it's almost like it was black, but with a touch of blue in it. And I can make it a little bit more deep blue here. And then for the highlights, also I think they're like a little bit too vibrant. So I'm going to just touch there, pull them down as well. Okay, All right, so everything is still the same. All I did was change the colors in the video and the colors in the background. I also don't think these gold words fit so well anymore, so I'm gonna do some color work there too. And I want to be like this neon thing, so I want the colors to really pop. So I'm gonna leave everything set the way it is for the font, and I'm going to come over to the shape, which is the rectangle, and I'm going to pick a different shape color. And I want something totally different, so I'm not even going to go with the eyedropper or anything like that. I'm just going to, I could try more colors here and pick something really popping out off the screen. Out that one. That one's okay. Maybe let's start with that and then kind of make it really intense. That looks sort of good. I think I actually want that in the word curls instead. Oh, no problem. Let's pop open the color for that one and go pick the magenta color. And I'm really going to bump it up a little bit. Let's make it even bolder like that. And it's not that great on that blue background, but I can use another technique to fix that. I'm going to add a shadow, and usually shadows are like black or dark colors or whatever, which is what we see right now. But I'm going to make the shadow be like this bright color from the video. That might be actually too bright. So let's tone that down a little bit. I can either pick another color or I can use the custom colors and adjust it that way, but that looks pretty good. And now I need a different color for girls. So let's bring that one up, and it's kind of looking to me like I want to go in the opposite direction. So let's just go to custom and pull this all the way over to like a bright yellow, like that. Okay, that's pretty happy with all of this. I was just looking at the background and thinking maybe I want the blue at the top and the green at the bottom, so I'm going to pick that and I can just flip it right here. That looks nice because now the blue really sets off the model's face and the green works really nicely with what's happening with the words at the bottom. If I play the whole thing, I still have all the same, so I still have all the same stuff happening there. I might try something a little different with curls. So instead of the animation of the wiggle, let's see what else we can do. We'll take that out and big jitter. See how that works? There's just kind of jitters. It moves around a little bit. I like that. Yeah, but now I think the music's not quite right. So all I need to do is, when I update the music, just pick it. I can delete it here. And then we're going to go get some other music. And this time I want something, I guess it's called summery. Something that really goes better with this colors that I have here. So let's get rid of the vlog hip hop and we're going to go for Summer House Mood Loop. Okay, so we'll just pick that one, drop it right in there, go back to the beginning. Cool, great. So I just nicely made a very second version of this with a few changes and got a whole new vibe. In the next one, I'm going to actually take what I started with and make a completely different little video composition. And I made a duplicate, so now I'm on page 3 of this one, and I'm going to kind of stay with the same idea that there's a video, there's a couple words, and there's some other elements, like I have background here, but I'm going to take the background off, and I'm going to use a video that goes all the way across and put other elements instead. So first thing I'll do is just get rid of the background. I'm going to then take the video and stretch it so that it fills, well, not stretch it, make the box big enough. We never want to stretch the video. I'm going to make the box big enough so it covers the whole page. So I'm going to replace the video. So I'm going to tap on actually, tap on media. Okay, so we're going to tap on video, tap replace. And I'm looking for something, I want to go back to makeup. So I'm looking for something like sparkling lip gloss. Lip gloss. Oh, okay, so I got two really nice sparkling lip gloss pictures there. And we're going to pick this one. And again, you know, it fills the box, but it's much bigger than the box. It's like a lot bigger than the box. So I want to move it down, and I want to also tilt it a little bit. So I'm going to actually zoom out a little bit so I can see the whole thing. I'm going to slide it down, and then we're going to rotate it. I might even make it a little smaller. Just grab a corner so I can see like part of the lips kind of going off the screen there. And let's move that back up a little bit. So there's my lips. I'm gonna take this word, move it out of the way. I can't even see it. I'm gonna actually open up the timeline and get the other word and move it up there too, so I can concentrate on what I'm doing with the lips. So get those out of the way for now. Come back here to this one. I don't want green lips, so I just need to pick the video, go to the effects, and pick none. It looks pretty good. I can, you know, try darkening it, maybe make it a little richer. Maybe that looks nice. The lips really pop off of that skin color. I can also open this up and increase or decrease the intensity. It'll get really dark, or I can make it a little bit lighter than it was, somewhere in between none and what I had. That looks good. Okay, and I want to do something at the top, so I'm going to find another image. This is going to be a photo. And this time it's going to be a metal texture. So I've got all these sort of industrial looking metal textures. I like these diamond plates. So it's going to be this one down here. So many choices. I think I'm going to stick with, and it's tiny. So first thing I want to do, make it bigger. Make it pretty big, wherever, so I can see a lot of that nice texture. I'm going to rotate it too, so it kind of lines up with the lips, and I'm going to move it up. Actually, I can move it further. I'm going to put some color in between it and the lips. So I'm going to change its color first. So we'll go back to effects, and I want like a nice purple color here to go with what else is happening. That's a good start. Let's take the shadows and make them not green. We're going to make them one of the colors from the lips. And then the highlights, we're also going to play around with that a little bit too. That's looking good. Let's maybe bring a little more blue in there by going to custom. That looks, I like that. That looks pretty nice. Okay, so that's going to fill up some of that area, and I want to move it below the words. I'm going to pull this down and pull that down for now, and I'm going to add shapes and pick a rectangle. I'm going to also rotate it so we get bigger. It's easier to do things when they're bigger, so let's make it at least that big, and we're going to tip it to the same angle as everything else. And I'm going to slide it up there, and then we're going to give it some color, some sticking with these purples and pinks and everything that I already have. I like that too much. Let's try that one. Okay, that looks good. And I'm going to do one more rectangle to create a line between the metal texture and the video. So we'll just go back to elements, pick another rectangle, and this one I'm going to tip it first, and I only want to see a little bit of it. So what I'm going to do is actually come up here, slide down just to where the top of the video shows up, and then we're going to drag it below everything, so it kind of just appears, if I can get the words out of the way, it's going to appear right as a stripe between That's too much. Between the metal and the video. And I want it to be a different color than the one at the top. So we'll just hit fill. We're going to make it be lighter, I think, and maybe a little bit bluer, like that. So this fills up that empty space that was left by the video, which is kind of nice. Shifted things a little around. And I'm going to move forward with the letters, and I'm going to change my word to lush. I'm going to pick another font because, you know, I always love picking fonts. Picking fonts is so much fun. Standard. That's a nice big lush. And I'm going to make that into, let's not do that yet. Let's get rid of the box. And then we'll go back and we're going to change, oops, the color here. Got my eyedropper, come down here in the lips. It's not bad. And make it a little smaller so it fits. And move it over there. It's a little less rotated, I think. I like that. And then this word is going to be lips. And I'm going to use a font I found the other day called Guy Parody. And there's lots of Guy Parody here. Which one do I want? Let's try bold. See how that looks. Oh, that looks pretty good. And I'm going to make that one bigger, actually. And slide it up. Let's rotate it too. So it is kind of aligned with lush. And then we're just going to slide it up there. I don't need the shadow anymore, so we'll get rid of that. And let's look at how the lips, let's look at how the words are moving, how lips is moving here. So lips is got an animation on it, and it has a spin in and a jitter. Get rid of the spin in, and I'll get rid of the jitter too. We're just going to use a bob. Like that, and I might speed it up a little more and give it a little more intensity. So it's kind of, well, that's too much. It's floating all over the place now. Let's back off on that. Maybe even more. Okay, that looks good. Lush is just going to do a slide in, and that's already there. Great. Fantastic. All right, almost got everything I want. I'm going to back up to here. Oh, one thing I noticed was when we play this, it's got the old soundtrack. So the lips move around, and that's fine. But actually, the thing is, in the video, there's a part I wanted to see, so I can change the part of the video that's playing on my TikTok page. So if I move this over, right, I can get that brush in there. And like there's the brush. Sure, something like that's probably good. I'm going to get rid of the sound for now because I want to pick a new sound. So I'm going to just delete it, and then we'll play this. See how things are looking. All right, that looks great. All I need now is sound. So I go back to my media, audio. And I'm going to use something called romantic. It's this. So just tap on that, bring it on down there, and we're going to go back to the beginning and look at the whole thing. Okay, so this one's got kind of like a nice sensuous look to it. Really good for this very, modern club style makeup. It's kind of fun. And remember, we did them all from one template. Here's the 3 that we created. We got 2 very similar ones, like 2 versions of the same theme, and then something completely different just from the same template. So definitely there's a lot that can happen here. You can have a lot of fun bringing together video, animation, and music. It's just so much, more going on when you have this stuff happening over time and it's moving. So like I said, have fun with it.